Check 1 2. There it is. Check 1 2. Actually, no, that's not plugged up. Check 1 2. Oh, okay, that's better. Let's turn my effects on. There we go. Check 1 2. That is a lot better. All right, am I live? I guess I am live. How are you today? I am testing out OBS software, learning how to use it. I stream live most weekends on sessionslive.com, but I've decided to start streaming live periodically here on YouTube. And today I have some mail that I thought I would open, and I've got some other projects that I'm working on, so I thought I would share with you pretty much what's happening in my life. The first bit of mail, I think, I'm not sure what I ordered. We'll see. Some of these are guitar parts, some of them might be for my garden. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, this is actually for my phone. I got a new case for my phone. It's supposed to be virtually indestructible, they say. So we'll see. I bought a waterproof case to take with me. I went to the beach last weekend in South Carolina, and the waterproof case is really good at keeping water out of your phone. However, it is not that good at using your phone. So it's like I don't understand the point of it. So I decided to get another case. Um, this has a dust absorption sticker. Well, that's kind of interesting. Used to clear the dust on the screen. I've never seen that included in a phone thing before. It's got the plastic protection screen, and then it has a little belt clip, which I don't know how often I'll use that, but I might. I don't really like having things clipped to my belt, but maybe I'll get used to it. But it also has this cool little stand, which I use my phone sometimes to record videos with, and that would be kind of a useful feature. So cool. That's the phone thing. Let's pack all this stuff back up in here. Keep things tidy. I hope you're having a good day. Um, if you're watching this, I prayed for you this morning, for whoever would check out my my video today. I've got a few other things on the desk that need to be discussed. Um, two more packages and some things that I'm working on, which you might find useful um, if you're working on guitars yourself. This I'm going to show you a wiring thing that I'm working on. Ah, yes, okay. So maybe we'll even do this live in front of the thing. Wow. I'm not going to talk about this, but that is like something I was praying about, and it popped up on this card. This that came with these guitar parts. I'm not going to cry, although I feel like it. That's like that's crazy. um, I've been praying for a friend of mine, and yesterday I saw my friend's name. My friend's name is on this card. It's like everywhere I go, I feel like God's saying, "Keep praying, keep praying." So I guess I'll keep praying. It's pretty weird. Um, and it's just random from YouTube. And I got these for another friend of mine and for myself. These are some inexpensive strap locks that I have found were just as good as the Dunlop strap Dunlop strap locks. Say that real fast 10 times. Um, I will show you how these work. I bought an SG. I used to have a Gibson SG 1982 that I really liked, and when I was younger and the kids were little and we were not very wealthy when I had been a pastor. I don't know if you know my background, but I was a pastor once upon a time, and we were definitely poor as church mice. This guitar is kind of the replacement of that one. It is not a Gibson, but it is a Epiphone version of the SG, and it comes with just your standard. I don't know if you can see that. Your standard strap button. But these are really cool because they replace your strap button. Although the way this one's made, I might have to come up with a different screw than what is actually in this one, because it also holds the neck on, so that it might not work on the top one for this, but it will work on the bottom. Basically, what this is you've got a pin that fits into a hole in the strap button, and this screws into the bottom of the guitar right here, and then this goes on the actual strap, and you pull that pin out, slide it on, and it goes in. And you can get these all day long from eBay for real cheap. I think I got a pack of four of them. I think it cost me $8. I could be wrong. Maybe it was $9. Sometimes you can find them on sale even cheaper than that. I've gotten these as cheap as $1 a piece before on eBay. So if you need some strap locks, if your guitar is always falling off, these are really worth having. Um, so check those out and give it a shot. Speaking of this SG, it doesn't come with these humbuckers. I actually, in my original SG, I put classic Gibson Classic 57s. Well, I found some knockoff versions of Classic 57s. They're wired to the exact same specs, but it was just some guy wired these himself and he put them on eBay. I think I paid $25 for the pair, and they sound, from what I remember of my other SG, they sound really similar to the Classic 57s that I put in, and they were a fraction of the price. So don't don't be afraid to try out some of the other pickups out there. If you don't like them, you can always sell them, especially if you're a guitar teacher like I am. If I don't like these, I'm sure one of my younger students who can't afford, like I've got kids that are like 13, 14, they can't afford to buy Classic 57 pickups. But if I ever decide to put Classic 57s, which are about as expensive as this guitar is, um, which I probably won't do because it just doesn't seem right. But if I ever did, I could take these out and give them to one of my students or sell them to one of my students, and it would be fine. So that's the first upgrade I made to this guitar. This guitar I think cost about 175 bucks from Musician's Friend. If you were to buy the pickups, the classic classic 57 pickups, I'm thinking they're like around 200 bucks. They may even be more expensive than the guitar. The other thing that I did is I popped off the regular tuners and I put these Wilkinson, or is it Wilkinson or Wilkerson? Wilkinson Deluxe tuners that look like the classic tuning pegs of the old SGs. And these are the kind of tuners that I had on my Gibson SG, or they were Gibson's version of these tuners. But these are great, and I got these on sale on eBay too. Normally, I think these are like 50 bucks. I think I found them, and they weren't used; they were brand new. I think the guy had them on sale for like 30, so I got a pretty good deal on those as well. Tomorrow, I'm expecting a bone nut to come in, so I'm taking this off and I'm putting a bone nut on, and then this SG will be the way I want it. And the other thing is, my other SG was a real Gibson SG, all right, 1982. It was kind of a, I think it was one of the early Angus Young kind of model SGs. Um, it was a built-in neck, and the built-in neck was glued in. This one comes with a screwed-in neck, and what I've found in my experiments and my studies is that a bolt-on neck actually has more sustain than than a glued in neck. So this SG, believe it or not, sustains better as an Epiphone, as a student model knockoff Epiphone, than my Gibson SG sustained. So, I mean, there are a lot of things about the Gibson SG that were better, of course, but that one aspect of it I really like about this SG. The other thing that I like about it is this SG is modeled off of the classic SGs from the 60s and 70s that were a lot thinner, and the 80s ones were thicker. They were almost as thick as a Strat. And they were solid mahogany. So when I would go play that at a gig, by the end of the gig, my back was hurting because they were so heavy. This thing is as light as a feather. It's lighter than my Strat, and but it's got all of the tone that I could ask for out of a regular SG. So that is where these strap locks and that SG comes into play. I don't know what this is. This is probably for my garden, I'm guessing. We'll see. Um, we'll see. Oh no, this isn't for my garden. So, if you don't know, I studied French for 6 years in school, and my neighbor is French, and so I've been talking to him, and I thought it'd be really nice to brush back up on French. So I bought off of eBay again the Rosetta Stone Francais version, levels 1 through 5, which actually I think is equivalent to the all the 6 years that I took French up until and through college. So I studied French. I think I took 3 semesters in college. Of course, we were on a trimester, so that was like it was equivalent of having like 2 years of French. So I had my high school French, I had college French. Actually, I took French also when I worked with World Relief. I took Congolese French, which was that was pretty fun. And I've studied a little bit of Haitian French. So maybe it's more like 7 years of French that I took, but I haven't used it in a long time. And so now that I have a French neighbor, I thought this would be the time to brush back up on it. So that's what that is. Nothing to do with guitars or music, but still pretty cool. Now, what I want to talk about is this project that I've been working on for 2 years. So every year I tend to build a new guitar. Uh, the first guitar that I built successfully was a double neck. It was a guitar and a mandolin. I've actually taken that one apart because it was my first attempt. It came out okay, but the mandolin portion of it isn't really that usable. So I thought, you know what, I can use those parts for something else. So I've taken that apart. It's still in the garage. I could probably tweak it and put it back together someday, but basically that's what that guitar, my first project, was. Then I built a 12 string electric, which is hanging on the wall. Let me see if I can switch the camera here and maybe it'll show you. Nope. Yeah. No, that's not it. You can't see it from here, and I don't feel like getting up and showing you. You can check out my song Daphne, and it has a picture of it on this channel. Anyway, that's a 12 string electric that the last week or two ago I decided just to turn it back into a 6 string. So I took off 6 of the tuners and was trying it out as a 6 string. I actually kind of like it better as a 6 string than a 12 string. Then now I can show you. You can see it back in this view. That guitar back there in the corner that's kind of bluish. It's a little bit blurry. That is a guitar that I built called Lana last year from a kit, which I don't normally work with kit guitars, but I thought I'd give it a shot just to see. This year what I decided to do was buy the Epiphone, and I'm going to repaint it. I think I'm going to do like a surfy, maybe I'll do like a big octopus eating it, or a mermaid or something on it to kind of go with the whole Fantastic Flying Frog thing that I do. But that's what I thought I would do because Lana cost, man, by the time I got finished, it was about a year, maybe like 4 month, 5 month project. The bulk of last year, while COVID was really in full swing, I was building Lana, and that thing because all the parts that come in those stock kits are trash. So all that stuff's sitting in a drawer, and I actually ordered real parts for it. By the time I got done, it was probably $500 or $600 in guitar parts. So I thought, well, why do all that when I can just upgrade, another guitar and see how that goes? So that's what this year's project is an upgrade of an SG, and we'll see, how how that works. I don't know, but I've also built a walnut guitar. One of the years in between Lana and Daphne, I built this walnut guitar, and the walnut guitar is like a Strat, and it is chambered. So actually, let me just grab it. It's right over here. I haven't posted a lot of pictures of this guitar yet on anything other than Facebook, and it's currently in pieces. I had finished it, and then I decided I wanted to do some more sanding and staining to give it more of a weathered look. So I did that. But basically, what this is, it's three pieces. It's the bottom piece is solid, the top piece is solid, but the middle piece is all chambered. So I've drilled like honeycomb shapes all through it, and I had a different pick guard for it, but I have a piece of Osage orange wood, and it's from Indiana, where I'm from. And I thought, what, it'd be cool to have a piece of Indiana. The maple is from Canada. A buddy of mine moved here, and he gave me all this wood, and so I did that. So this is what it's going to look like basically when it's done. It has a roller bridge too for normally you put a roller bridge on for a guitar that has a tremolo system, but I've also found that it helps when you're bending notes to keep it from binding or anything. So I just experimented and tried it out with this one, and I really liked it. So I put it on there. The way this guitar works is it has three on off switches. So when you flick them down, and I'm still wiring it, it's got to be wired up still. But when you flip them down, they are active. So you can have the bridge pickup on, you can have the middle pickup on, the neck, and then you could have the neck and the middle, or the neck and the bridge, and those are the standard Strat switches. But the way this works, you could also have all three on, or you could have the neck and the bridge on. So it's like a Telecaster sort of a thing. These are actually dual rail humbuckers, so they're a little hotter. These are like 12K, I think. They may be 12 or 14, somewhere in there. K. They're really hot, so they're a little bit. This guitar is loud and it sustains for a long time. Like this, my Strat, you'll hit it, dun, and it's like sustains for a little bit and it's done. This thing, you hit it, you go have lunch, you get your car washed, you go pick up your laundry and dry cleaning, and then you come back and it's still sustaining. I mean, that's just ridiculously long how this guitar sustains. I love it. Actually just, in all actuality, it sustains about as long as an acoustic guitar does, but it's really cool. But I have a couple other little features that are packed into this. So normally on a Strat, when you have the middle and the neck together, it's out of phase. The way this is wired, they're actually in phase, so it makes like it turns this whole section into like one big massive humbucker. Likewise, these are in phase, so it turns this whole section into a big massive humbucker. But I have a solution for that because I really like the out of phase sound too. So, and the thing that bothered me is I ended up getting this backwards. I've already started wiring some of it. This was supposed to be the bridge and that's the neck, but it's actually the other way around. So this is the neck, and when you pull it out, it knocks the neck out of phase with whatever pickup it's turned on with. So if I have it like this, then the neck is out of phase with the mid pickup. If I have this one down, well then the neck's out of phase with the bridge pickup, and then and that would be off. If you have just the neck on by itself, it doesn't do anything. Now the opposite one is this one. This is the bridge. So if the bridge and the middle are together, that knocks the bridge out of phase, and then it throws the whole thing, into that out of phase sound. What's weird is if you have the neck and the bridge both pulled up and both engaged, well, all of a sudden the neck is out of phase with the bridge, and the bridge is out of phase with the neck, which knocks them both back into phase, and it sounds the way it does if they're down. So when they're both engaged, that's useless. However, if the mid is on, when you pull up the neck, it knocks it out of phase with the middle pickup. And when the bridge is on and you pull this up, then it knocks it out of phase with the middle pickup. And so that's another sound that you can get out of this guitar that's kind of cool. So I'm hoping by the end of the week to have this guitar back in action and playing it again, because I really miss playing it and I really like it. It is way heavier because it's walnut than my Strat, but it's a fun guitar to play. I really, really like playing it. And the other thing that I wanted to show, something new, I've been working, going through changing up a lot of my pedals because I've been playing live on sessionslive.com, usually on Fridays or Saturdays. So you can check out the show if you do it. The link is usually www.sessionslive.com/fantasticfrogs. Both of the F's are capitalized. I don't know if that's important or not, but it usually is. And you can check out the shows live on that link on Fridays or Saturdays. Usually it alternates. This week, I believe I'm playing on Friday, but I'll have to double check. But you can check the Facebook page to find out. It's Fantastic Flying Frogs on Facebook. Another new thing that I've recently acquired is a loop box. And the loop box I got because I have a Zoom, you could probably see it here in the corner, a Zoom multi-stomp. And the Zoom multi-stomp cannot be shut off if you plug it into your pedal board. And so I got this so that way I can wire it in, and then I can turn the multi-stomp off so it'll bypass the multi-stomp. Click it, multi-stomp comes back into the thing, into the signal, and I'm ready to go. So that's pretty much it for my world today, but I'm going to be doing probably at least one live stream like this every week. That's the hope and the goal. So I hope you have a wonderful day. And I will update you. Oh, wait, there's one other thing that's kind of cool. If you know anything about netting or when I should put my bird netting up over my fruit trees, because I planted two peaches, plums, one peach, 2 plums, 2 pears, and 2 apple trees, and a cherry tree. And the plum and the peach already have fruit on it. Here it is, the 19th of April, and I already have these growing. So I need to know when to put my netting. So if you have any advice, throw it into the comments. God bless you. Hope you have a great day, and I will catch you next week, hopefully. See you later.